So I have physically seen him on my personal cameras for 2 years. So I've been hunting him for the last two, but I know he's been on my property and the neighbors for the last three.
Okay. All right. And then do you have conversations with your neighbor about this buck?
Well, so last year when I first saw eyes on him, it was third weekend of gun hunting, and I saw him for about a second. It was enough to I got my scope on it, and I'm like, okay, there's a buck. Didn't know how big it was, and then as soon as I saw it was him, I saw him for a split second, and he was gone. I started texting neighbors around, and I'm like, who around has seen this buck? Here's what his characteristics is. He's a really unique type of deer, and sure enough, the neighbor had him the year before in February, on camera, still holding on to antlers.
Okay. All right. And so he's a really good buck. I'm going to pull up the pictures here of the antlers that you have. It looks like he's got a ton of mass on him, right? You were lucky enough to find the sheds this year.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. So this deer has squeaked. It looks like he's made it through. He squeaked through multiple years now.
Multiple years, yes.
Multiple years. What do you attribute that to? How him still being alive when other deer aren't?
It's just the terrain around here. I mean, it's flat. There's no hills around here, but there's big swamps and there is thick swamps. So he could go. But there's a section of state that butts up to mine. It's 160 of landlocked swamp, and I don't know if there's 10 acres you'd want to try to walk through. So I don't know if majority of the time he's living out there or where he goes, because I only get him the last 2 years after the first snow of the year.
Okay. So he's consistent after the first snow of the year,
Yeah.
then he
So
pops out.
last year when I first saw him in person, and I didn't even know about this buck, it was third weekend of gun season, which was be about the weekend before Thanksgiving in my area here. So
And it snowed.
yes,
Okay.
and that's when I saw him, and then I consistently the whole rest of that year got pictures of him until I took my cameras down around New Year's after season closed.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So do you have a gut feeling where this buck lives, and is that area on your farm?
No, and that's what bothers me about this deer. He's like a ghost. I don't know where he lives or where he goes. So fast forward to this season, I put my cameras out in mid-July, and I run 13 cameras on my farm here on 140 acres. So I feel like I got a pretty good area covered considering, but I got a picture of him the day I put my cameras out in the middle of July. One picture, daylight in the morning, the day I put cameras out. And then after that, I did not get a picture of him until third weekend of muzzleloader this year, which would be mid-December. So in that whole middle frame, I have no idea where that deer was or what he was doing.
Okay. All right. And so you don't know. Like, have you tried to triangulate his position about where exactly he's coming and going on your farm with trail cameras?
Yes, and I pretty much have it narrowed down to where he's coming and going now. And as far as where I found those sheds at, where he's been bedding at the last 2 years, what I think on my property. And my neighbor has got pictures of him, but out of my 13 cameras on mine, I only get him on one camera. He's in the smallest corner of my farm.
Okay. All right. Have you thought about bringing more trail cameras in to really hone down his movement?
I have, but it kind of where he comes in on that corner, it pinches down into a small section of state, and then it goes on to my neighbors. And I know that's the only camera he's really gotten pictures of him too, and that butts up to the Mississippi River. So I don't know if he's running up and down the river or
Yeah.
crosses the river. That, I mean, who knows? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So last year he was holding all the way until February, correct?
yes,
Did somebody find his shed antlers?
no, nobody did find his sheds last year.
Okay. You found his sheds this year. When did you find his sheds?
It was mid December 7th. Or no, 10th, December 10th, because I was actively hunting him yet December 7th. I recall, and it was negative 22 degrees, but I had him on camera daylighting still, so it's like, this is the coldest I've ever been out hunting, but I'm gonna try. And I was still at work that time, so here I'm watching this deer daylight all week long, and I'm gone working in the metro away from home. Meanwhile, this deer's 200 yards daylight behind my house.
Yeah.